It was to the complete lack of sense of danger or fear of this daring battalion that we owe our astonishing success.
Signal from HMS Euryalus. We are as proud as can be to have had the honour to carry your splendid regiment. We feel for you all in your great losses, as if you were our own ship's company.
Whilst on the journey to Malta, the ship started zigzagging as submarines had been sighted.
Thursday, 15th of April. Food supplied to HMS Caledonia, absolutely scandalous. Here talk of best fed army in the world. If that applies to us, I'm truly sorry for the worst fed. Staple diet is bully beef, bread, butter and tea. Sunday, 18th of April. Had a wash in fresh water. Quite an event, this.
I'm afraid I shall not be able to give you anything but a very faint idea of the awfulness of it. It was a lovely morning, and as we steamed in line abreast for the shore, the sun rose over the distant hills.
Not a sign of life was to be seen in the peninsula in front of us. It might have been a deserted land we were nearing in our little boats. Then crack! The stroke oar of my boat fell forward, to the angry astonishment of his mates. The signal for the massacre had been given. Rapid fire, machine guns and deadly accurate sniping opened from the cliffs above, and soon the casualties included the rest of the crew and many men. The timing of the ambush was perfect. We were completely exposed and helpless in our slow-moving boats, just target practice for the concealed Turks. And within a few minutes, only half of the 30 men in my boat were left alive.
The sailors were splendid, pulling on under awful fire, whilst they and our men were being hit. Eventually the boat grounded about 30 yards out, and I shouted to the men to get out. A good many were finished, and I jumped out up to my chest in the water. We were carrying 2 days' rations, 200 rounds and full packs, which was the cause of several poor fellows who were hit while in the water, being drowned.
Those of us who were able jumped into the sea. Almost immediately, the chap alongside me was hit and disappeared under the water. There seemed to be bullets everywhere, and when I reached the beach, there were men going down like ninepins all around us.
We soon came in sight of the Turks in the trench, and when about 100 yards away, one let fly at me and took the top of my right ear. I'm glad to say I got him with my revolver a moment after, right in the head. There was a terrible explosion. The trench was mined. About 4 o'clock they got me. The bullet entered about 3 inches to the left of my spine and came out 4 inches to the right, having gone through behind the spine without touching anything.
After a week or two in the line, we were relieved and put on beach fatigue, and then back in the trenches again. Whilst we were out the last time, a storm came on which lasted 3 nights and 2 days, and about 10,000 men were made casualties through it.
It was a pitiful sight to see. About 100 men around his grave, all wondering who would be next. One never knows.
About 6 o'clock, when the reinforcements came up, 2 of my men put my first field dressing on my wound and helped me down to the dressing station on the beach where I spent the night. There were crowds of wounded lying there, and some ghastly sights. I lay between a fellow hit in the windpipe and another poor fellow with a bullet wound in the stomach. I am now in Cottonese Hospital, Malta, where you can address your letters.